Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has issued a stark warning to Moscow, declaring that Russian leaders must end the war or risk becoming direct targets of drone and missile strikes launched by Ukraine. Speaking in an interview with Axios on September 25th, Zelensky emphasized that Kyiv now has the capability, with the help of its allies, to hit military objectives deep inside Russian territory. The Ukrainian president explained that the shift came after Western partners lifted restrictions on the range of the weapons they supplied to Ukraine. "They need to know where their bomb shelters are," Zelensky said pointedly during his appearance on the Axios Show in New York, where he was attending the United Nations General Assembly session. "If they do not stop this war, they will need those shelters." Zelensky noted that Ukraine's armed forces already possess domestically developed combat drones with ranges reaching up to 3,000 kilometers. Given that the Kremlin sits just about 450 kilometers from Ukraine's border, the implication is clear. Kyiv now holds the capacity to strike critical sites in the heart of Russia's political and military command structure. However, he was careful to underline that ordinary Russian civilians would never be intentionally targeted. This statement comes in the context of recent policy changes by Ukraine's allies. Back in May, Germany, the United Kingdom, France, and the United States agreed to lift limitations on the use of the weapons they were providing, enabling Ukraine to employ them against Russian military positions inside Russia. At that time, German Chancellor Friedrich Merz explained that the move was intended to ensure Ukraine could defend itself effectively, including by striking across the border where Russian offensives were being coordinated. Since then, Ukraine has escalated its attacks on Russian energy infrastructure, particularly oil refineries and fuel facilities. These operations have been viewed as both a military necessity and an economic pressure tactic, aiming to disrupt the resources sustaining Russia's war effort. Zelensky described the targeting of oil refineries as the most effective form of sanction against Moscow, suggesting that such strikes directly weaken Russia's ability to finance and maintain its aggression. Beyond the battlefield, Zelensky also addressed Ukraine's internal political future. Responding to speculation about his post-war role, he dismissed the notion that he intended to cling to power indefinitely. "My goal is to end the war," he stated firmly. "When the fighting is over, I will not seek re-election." This declaration appears aimed at reassuring both domestic and international audiences that Ukraine remains committed to democratic principles, even in times of existential struggle. The message from Zelensky is twofold: a warning to the Kremlin that continued aggression will bring the war to Russia's doorstep in ways not seen before, and a reassurance to allies and citizens that Ukraine's leadership is focused not on political survival, but on national survival. By openly linking Ukraine's new long-range strike capabilities to Western support, Zelensky is signaling both the strength of Kyiv's partnerships and the seriousness of Ukraine's intent to defend itself on every front.